Hi everyone, today I'll be showing you how to make my favorite banana bread that's full of bananas, easy to make, easy to clean up, and absolutely delicious. Banana bread is a semi-sweet bread made with mashed bananas as one of its main ingredients. These are the ingredients you're going to need. You can use white or brown sugar. Make sure you're using baking soda, not baking powder, and don't use salt if you're using salted butter. These are the things you'll need. For the loaf pan, I've used other sizes. You'll just want to make sure that you're checking on the bake time because it'll vary. I would also take a moment to gather all of this before you get started. Now you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Grease your loaf pan with oil, butter, shortening, and make sure that you get in all the corners and edges so that your bread doesn't stick to the pan. Now you're going to want to peel your bananas and put them into your mixing bowl and mash them until they're completely smooth. I use 3 to 4 medium or large size bananas. Also, if they're not ripe, you can always put them in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. Now you're going to want to add your oil, melted butter, shortening into the banana mixture until they're combined. Now moving on, we're going to crack 2 eggs into the banana and oil mixture and mix until combined. Now you'll want to add your cup of sugar, whichever one you choose. If you use brown, you're going to want to pack it into the measuring cup. If you use white, you're just fine to level it normally. And pour that in. And give it a nice good stir. Now going in with our teaspoon and our salt, which you don't need to use if you use salted butter. Go ahead and put that in there. Then we're going to get our baking soda, another teaspoon of that. Make sure it's baking soda, not baking powder. Once again, and give it a good stir until it's combined. Now you're going to want to slowly stir in 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and while you're doing this, I just try to stir slowly and not overwork the flour, meaning it can still be chunky. It's not supposed to be perfectly smooth. And here I am leveling the flour. You'll want to do that so you don't get too much. Go ahead and pour that in. And slowly stir that in. You don't want to make a big mess. In goes the other half of the 1.5 cups of flour. There I am, making sure not to overwork it. And that's what it should look like. Still kind of lumpy. Make sure all the flour is incorporated though. Now you're going to want to get your loaf pan and pour your mixture directly into it. And I like to scrape all the sides to get all that last bit of good stuff on in there. And look how easy, all of it in one bowl, only one bowl to clean and a couple of utensils and a pan. Now you're going to want to get your oven mitts and your pan, open up your oven, pull the rack out, and use your oven mitts to safely put the loaf in the oven so you don't burn yourself. Set your timer for an hour, and I'll see you when it's done. Now that the timer is off, use your oven mitts to remove the loaf pan from the oven and check to see if the bread is done with a toothpick, butter knife, or a skewer. Here I saw that the ends were getting brown and the middle wasn't quite done yet, so I covered it with aluminum foil. And then I put it back in the oven for 3 minutes. You can put it in at different times depending on how underdone it was. Pan sizes and color can change this also. I set mine for 3 minutes. There we go. Now that the timer went off again, use your oven mitts to take the bread back out and recheck it. It should be done now. Once again with a toothpick or whatever utensil you're using. Now I'm rechecking with the toothpick. Yes, it's done. It came out clear. Let it cool in the pan for 10 minutes. And then you can flip it onto a plate or a wire rack if you have one. Then you're ready to cut it and serve. And I hope you all enjoyed this recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you recreate it.